Facebook is now in the mobile phone business. The social media network is linking up with phone maker IonQ or Inc. Mobile to feature Facebook and its tools on mobile phones. It's going to allow the site to collect more data on its users. A few other details that we're going to get into now, because joining us is Kerner. He is a social media analyst at Wedbush Securities. Lou, thanks so much for coming in. So you were not surprised. You were writing about this a few weeks ago, but what does it mean?
That's right. This has been rumored now for a few months, actually. And what this is a Facebook optimized phone. So the idea is that you want a mobile experience optimized for Facebook. So just on the face of the phone is going to be your news feed. But the phone manufacturer, Inc., is actually trying to improve the experience. So one of the things about Facebook is it comes in a timeline. And, you know, people have 200, 300, 500 friends, but often really only 5 or 10 close friends and family that they really want to know. So the phone's going to know who it is that you interact with most, and it will feature those people even more.
So just in case we weren't sure, it just shows that social and mobile are the only two things we need to know about in the tech sector right now.
Undoubtedly, those are the two major secular trends that are going on. And also, I think one of the things it highlights is how well positioned Google is, because the phone is an Android phone. So you now have Facebook increasingly dependent on the Google platform. One of the really cool widgets is that all of the events that your friends calendar on Facebook are now going to be synced up with your Google Android calendar, which again syncs up with your Gmail. So the two companies are really becoming increasingly interdependent.
Is it really fair, Lou, to call it what we've been calling it all morning long, the Facebook phone? It feels more like the Li Ka-shing phone, right? He's got a stake in Facebook. He owns Inc., the company that's actually behind the handset. He owns Spotify, right, the company that's providing the music services on this phone. You know, Facebook talks about wanting to be more in the mobile phone business, but it's Hutchison Whampoa that's actually making this happen.
Right. I mean, the way that I'm looking at it is this is a Facebook optimized phone, and you're exactly right, by Inc. And what Facebook is really focused on, and I recently saw Brett Taylor, the CTO, speak, is they're really seeing 2011 as being the year of mobile, where they're optimizing everything at Facebook for the mobile platform. And this is just another major step forward. And the music is also really interesting because Spotify is taking off in the rest of the world, but it's not allowed in the US yet.
Have you given any thought to how many more Facebook users Facebook mobile might add?
Well, you know, when I look out to kind of 2015, it's our belief that the majority of people in the world who are going to be accessing Facebook, and it's certainly going to be over 1 billion people, are going to be doing it over on the mobile platform.
Does this change anything for Google's bottom line? What
I really think this does, again, this is going to highlight, you know, the constant thing that I hear from investors about Google is Google doesn't get social. Google doesn't get social. What Google isn't is a social network. That game is over. Facebook is a world social network. But I really believe that Google does get social, and Google is going to, you know, the more time that people spend online, on Facebook, on mobile, the more searches they do. So I think this is all also really positive for Google.
Lou, thanks so much for joining us.